Jason Lee Podcast.
Welcome back to all new episode of the Jason Lee Podcast. Feels good to be at my day job.
We're happy to have you back.
That other job is something else. You know, I will tell you, I don't really tell you guys everything I want to tell you because I know that there's people watching. And I want to make sure to keep the separation between church and state, meaning my day job and my city job separate. But I have to tell you, politics are exactly what you expect they are. Shady, fake, betrayal, all the makings of House of Cards, it's all right there, even in the city of Stockton. But, you know, I'm doing my best to navigate through the waters of sharks and crocodiles but nonetheless, you know, it's going down in Stockton, California. I know you guys have seen the social media, right? Or whatever.
What? This is the most entertaining sitcom series drama I know.
Marina is invested.
Are you really? Okay. Well, they call it the real lives of the Stockton City Council. It's almost like a reality show. I'm not trying to turn it into one, but in case you missed it, it's been going down in Stockton. I'll just show you a little bit of that so you can take a look. I posted this on my social media. Where I've now been, I've been accused of extorting somebody. It's not funny. It's not funny, and I'm only laughing because you have to laugh to keep from crying. I've been accused of extorting one of the council members for a vote, and he actually said that I was going to give him money if he would give me his vote. But anyway, take a look because it went down at City Council.
Take a moment to address this matter before us regarding the city manager ad hoc committee and the really concerns that has been raised publicly and privately. I'm speaking today because of the narrative that no discussion took place or that there were no violations is simply not true. On May 27, I received a phone call from Councilmember Mar Enriquez that lasted approximately 10 minutes. During that call, he entailed a conversation, especially about terminating interim city manager Steve Colangelo. He expressed his desire to see the change happen and asked for my support in moving that discussion forward. Prior to that call on May 5th, 2025, Vice Mayor Jason Lee scheduled a meeting with me through our council assistant, and we met at City Hall from 10:30 to 11:30. During that meeting, Vice Mayor made it clear that we wanted to remove the interim city manager. He told me he had a candidate in mind who would be good for all of us. What came next was deeply troubling. He told me if I support his effort, he would not run a candidate against me and would stay out of my election and would even consider offering manpower and financial support to support me getting reelected. In that same conversation, he issued a threat, stating if I didn't go along with it, he would use his platform and his resource to destroy me and the Villepudua name.
But this is why I'm building a Stockton podcast, so that way I can inform my community on exactly what's going on.
But I'm like, do you think that that's just Stockton, or is all politics, all city councils are just that messy? Because this just literally off camera too is stressing you out, stressing me out. Like we are all invested.
Yeah, I think the thing is that, you know, you get into politics, or people who get into politics, at least for me, that really want to change communities. You get in thinking it's going to be one thing, and then when you get in, then the politics start politicking. I think because I supported people, those of you who've been watching my show, you saw I supported the mayor and my colleague here, and you know, now there's all this drama and fighting, and I mean, you know, I'm doing my best to try to turn the noise down because we do have to stay focused on what's going on. Not to mention Trump posting the video of Obama getting arrested, an AI video. Like, it's like, I know it's Mercury retrograde and people have lost it, but I think from local all the way to the White House, people are just losing it. And I don't know if it's a fight for power or control or money. I don't know. Maybe because I didn't get in it as a politician, I'm a little shocked by it all, but I'm completely shocked at Stockton. I am going to always remain optimistic that we're going to get back on track, because I think everybody who ran with me ran because they really do care. I just think that there's so much going on, and there's so much individual passions that it's colliding. And I'm praying for our mayor, I'm praying for our city, I'm praying for our city council, and you know, you guys join me in prayer, but tune in to the Stockton City Council and the city council in your neighborhood, because I'm telling you, you don't know what you're missing.
I think it's crazy too, because like you said, when you go up the ladder to like like government in DC, you talk to people like Jasmine Crockett, and we see the craziness that she has to deal with in Congress. And the thing I think about all the time is they dangle shiny things in front of politicians, and that's how they get distracted from doing the work for the people. But the shiny things don't matter to you because you have your own shiny things. So it's like you're like actually doing the work for the people, and then you see other individuals who are distracted by that, and it's so crazy.
But the craziest part is that I truly believe what's done in the dark comes in the light, no matter what you're doing. And the other thing is that there's this Bible scripture I keep saying online, and I know y'all look at me and go, I'm not dealing with Jason trying to quote the Bible, but I really do. Touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. I keep saying that, and there are people, literally, you know, one of them, who have tried to do me harm, and bad, drastic things are happening in their lives. Keep playing with God. That's all I keep saying. Keep playing with me and keep playing with God. But either way, I'm glad to be back in my day job. There's so much to get into. I feel like we haven't given you a fire show in a while, but guess what? That's going to change today. It's time for the Tea with Jason Lee. Speaking of shadiness, there's nothing more shady than going to a Coldplay concert and getting put on blast. And now you guys want to ban Jumbotrons all over the world because he can't keep his little wiener, well,
Allegedly.
out the human resource department. Ew. Rob, this would be like me and you hugged up at a Beyonce concert. You know, like me and HR. Like, where they do that at?
The memes from that.
If we were married separately too, like
Right.
With kids.
Well, listen, the Astronomer CEO, Andy Byron, and his alleged affair with Chief People Officer Kristen Cabot have been the talk of the internet all over and TV. How you gonna be the chief of people, but your people person, your people skills is over here, people eating on the CEO? Well, anyway, they're both married with kids. They were seen embracing on a jumbo screen during a Coldplay concert in Massachusetts. Now, Coldplay's lead singer, Chris Martin, introduced the kiss cam, and as the camera scanned the audience, it landed on Andy, who was standing behind the girl, and he had his arms wrapped around her waist. You've seen the video, and her arms on top of his. Now, we can't show you the full video because I'm sure somebody licensed it, but here's a few still images. Take a look. First of all, the first one was, oh my God. The second was, we got caught. The third one, life is over. The fourth one, shit. Well, the viral moment resulted in Andy's wife, Megan Kerrigan Byron, deleting his last name from her Facebook page. And it was also reported that Kristen Cabot and her husband, Privateer Rum CEO Andrew Cabot, just bought a home together 5 months ago. Well, here's Andy and Kristen with their families during happier times. Take a look. Oh, God. Okay. And then a photo with Kristen and Andrew. Yes. Okay. Well, Astronomer's board of directors launched an investigation into the viral kiss cam clip, and it resulted in Andy and Kristen both being placed on leave. And ultimately, Andy did the right thing. Well, he should have left his wife, but instead he left his job. Okay. And then that left the co-founder and chief product officer, Pete DeJoy, to serve as interim CEO. Now, here's part of what he said. Over the weekend, I stepped into the role of interim CEO at Astronomer, a company that I proudly pour my entire professional life into helping build. Over the past few years, our business has experienced incredible growth. What was once a mission to help companies with Apache Airflow has turned into much more. We're privileged to sit at the center of our customers' data and AI strategy, powering data pipelines behind in-game analytics of your favorite sports team, LLM-powered chatbots for customer support, training AI for self-driving cars, and every mission-critical process in between. The events of the past few days have received a level of media attention that few companies, let alone startups in our small corner of the data and AI world, ever encountered. The spotlight has been unusual and surreal for our team, and while I would never have wished for it to happen like this, Astronomer is now a household name. At Astronomer, we have never shied away from challenges. A near decade of building this business has tested us time and time again, and each time we've emerged stronger. Basically, what he said was, thanks for all the free press, bitch.
100%.
All press is bad press.
And he also said he'd been waiting his whole life for your job, so go on and get on. I mean, but this is where, time meets opportunity, right?
Yep.
When you first saw the video, I mean, the first time you saw it, it's like, oh my God. Second time you see it, it's like, oh my God, that's a mess. The third time, the fourth time, and then as it's grown into this thing, it's like, do we ever want to be in that corporate world machine where like we can get canceled? Because that's pretty much cancel culture, right?
Oh, absolutely.
For sure. That's canceled personally and professionally. But for me, it's like, I feel like that it's a lesson for now. Everyone else, when they cheat in public, they're gonna be like, you saw the AI of them like trying to resuscitate, and like it was like trying to do like, you know, like alter ego, like or alternate endings. But I'm like, for you to just run away like that's what blew it up. Because I'm like, it was the reaction really that told on them. You know, like even if it was in public, I feel like if you just recorded it and they just smiled it off, you know, somebody would have taken a photo and it would have gotten to somebody. But the reaction made it
because
viral.
they knew they were wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
but
That's what made it a meme.
It's when people walk around in privilege. For me, right? Like you're at a Coldplay concert in front of thousands of people, and you're right there in the center. And the crazy part was, the Coldplay front guy said, "Oh man, you must be cheating or something."
Yep.
Right?
Because he was doing the kiss cam for multiple people. And then it was zoomed in for the photo. You can't see. But there's another like white girl on the side, like gagged. You
that
saw
was
her?
my other thing, because I'm like, whoever else was in that box knew that they were having
Of
an affair.
course.
So I
And they're
looked
just
it.
like-
You saw it? Did you see it?
Yeah.
I looked it up. She's also on LinkedIn with the blonde lady, the mistress.
She was probably the people of the people officer's office.
She is. Okay, yes. She works in HR, and the blonde lady has been bringing her to all these jobs, and now they're at Astronomer together. So they definitely were in cahoots, and that's why she was gagged like, oh shit, now this is a public.
Well, now
'cause
she
also works.
might step into her job now.
Yep, exactly.
This
I
is
saw dollar
this
signs
is
in her
insane.
eyes.
Can you imagine if like Barack Obama? No, I ain't even gonna do that. I ain't even gonna do
You know
that.
what?
I ain't gonna do that because But I'm just saying we could never do that.
No, the audacity to stand at the front of the box with y'all arms around each other like y'all are not committed to other people with whole
And he had
families.
his hands around her breast.
It was
Yes.
crazy. Crazy.
Yes.
What y'all gonna do for money now? I mean, because you both lost your jobs.
OnlyFans.
Well, I think
No.
they should just they at this point they have to just stay together.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do, because it could be like the news anchors. Who was in? Remember the news anchors? And then the
Wait, do you remember
TJ
nobody?
Holmes
And what?
Amy
what?
something.
Exactly.
But
TJ and Amy. But have we heard from them anymore?
but they're
We haven't-
together, and now their exes are together. I mean, I think we have.
But TJ and Amy look like they're struggling. And I'm sorry, I'm not gonna leave my why somebody you work with? Why? I've never at any job I've ever been at found a coworker attractive to the extent that I was going to jeopardize my job for them. I've never had an employee that I've said, okay, this one I gotta be with on the low. Why?
But see, that's why I think
I
I
can't.
feel like when people work together, they either become friends or start dating when they work together so intimately and closely like that, because they're always around each other, which is scary, especially if you're in a
Rob,
relationship.
we work
stay
around
away
each
from that.
other every day.
do.
And you ain't never gonna see us at a
Never.
concert holding each other like
Never.
that.
But also
Johnny?
to that point, like she's HR. She obviously understands like if something like that happens, they're supposed to disclose it to HR so that they're not sneaking around. But who's she gonna disclose it to? Because you running around having an affair.
She's the one he's disclosing
Exactly.
to. It was the disclosure that got her in trouble. Now the kids are sitting at home wondering why their Xboxes are getting sold and why they're having to pack up and leave and go to daddy's house because you didn't think about your kids. Your kids are now in the middle of this scandal. We may cover their faces up, but their kids at their school definitely know who daddy is and know who mama is. And when they came to school the next day, I know they were looking at them like, you can't AI that.
That's why I feel bad for that.
Oh, you know that was just like it was like one of those teen bullying movies. You know, every kid in the hallway was looking at it on their phone while they walked through. Ooh,
First of all, if I was in the kids' classroom, and I ain't gonna lie, as soon as they walked in, I would be sitting there and everybody would be quiet looking at their phones and I would be like, is this your daddy? Why not? Everybody in here is talking about it.
But it is good press for Coldplay because who was really no shade, but who's really
Coldplay
talking
is
about
Coldplay.
Yeah,
We know
Coldplay.
shit.
They are, but like no one's really like talking about their.
Do you know
concert, so
who
this is why I like
Coldplay, who he was married to?
it. The Australian lady, Nicole Kidman.
See,
No,
you white, you supposed to know.
Wait.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
oh yeah, good.
Anyway, the company also released a statement on Andy's resignation. This is what they said. As stated previously, Astronomer is committed to the values and culture that have guided us since our founding. Our leaders are expected to set the standard in both conduct and accountability, and recently that standard was not met. Andy Byron has tendered his resignation, and the board of directors has accepted. The board will begin a search for our next chief executive as co-founder and chief product officer Pete DeJoy continues to serve as interim CEO. Before this week, we were known as a pioneer in data ops space, helping data teams power everything from modern analytics to production AI. While awareness of our company may have changed overnight, our product and our work for our customers have not. We're continuing to do what we do best, helping our customers with their toughest data and AI problems. Basically, y'all didn't know who he was, and now you do. Okay, cool. Y'all got a lot of free promo. You right here on the Jason Lee podcast. I'm sure you've been in the mouths of it. Well,
Do you think they put both of those announcements through ChatGPT?
For sure.
They probably did, of course.
Did you guys hear though his "I'm sorry" letter, his statement?
No.
Did you read his statement?
No, read
That's
it.
ChatGPT.
Okay, his statement is diabolical because I'm not gonna read the whole
Is
thing.
it alleged though? Because I seen one online that. I
No,
don't know.
this is from his own page. So in it at the top, he starts it off real great, like very smart. Like, I'm sorry, this is not who I want to be or how I want to be represent the company that I helped build. But he lost us with the last sentence. He says, I want to express how troubling it is that we should have been, what should have been a private moment became public without my consent. I respect artists and entertainers, but I hope we can all think more deeply about the impact of turning
I
someone
saw
else's
this
life.
on Facebook, but I heard that was not a real statement. Was it his?
Yeah, it was for his
Really?
statement. Yeah, it's an official statement.
Boy, Coldplay ain't got nothing to do with you
That's
and
why I'm
that
like,
woman.
you could have just omitted the last line and okay, you're still wrong and you're still hell, but still, that's
I mean,
better.
he might sue them for damages. Think about it. His whole career's over.
Can you?
But I'm sure there's signage up that says that
It has
if you're
to
filmed
be.
in this space, you give consent.
Did you see it? I didn't.
Well, we put it up at the award show and people probably didn't see it, but it was there.
Well, if they sue us, we'll have something to fall back on.
You know what?
Okay, bye, Astronomer Man. Speaking of relationships that went viral, Megan Thee Stallion and her new boo, Klay Thompson, which, by the way, was one of the ones I wanted. Damn, Meg. Meg just gonna get out here and snatch everything coast to coast, and I ain't mad at you because when you're a baddie, you can do that. Well, Megan Thee Stallion and her new baller bae, Klay Thompson, are everywhere after making their red carpet debut. Now, earlier this year, Megan Thee Stallion made headlines when she was booed up in bed with NBA player Torrey Craig. However, maybe she was just tired. Maybe she just was tired and needed to take a nap. Nobody said they were having sex. Don't you just lay in your friends' beds when you get tired?
Yeah, sometimes.
No, you Rob.
I'm just trying to defend
However,
her, okay?
Megan and Torrey, wait, his name was Torrey too? Maybe she just has a thing for Torrey. However, Megan and Torrey, the basketball player, are no more as she popped out with a new baller, Dallas Mavericks player Klay Thompson. Now, the two sparked dating rumors in early July after Megan posted photos of her on vacation with Klay accidentally ducked off in the background. Let me show you the photo. Now, as doctored and photoshopped as this photo appears to be,
Allegedly.
Megan knows what she's doing, posting her at a pool with Klay all the way in the background, even with his funky foot hanging off like that. Because this is where, but look, this is where Klay, the warning signs are already there. No, bear with me. Anytime a woman takes care of her photo like that, but leaves your foot, go back and post a photo. Look at his feet. Why would you leave his pink foot dirty like that for everybody to see? She could have definitely photoshopped the bottom of his foot, but she clearly didn't care because I'm sure as snatched as her body is, Meg is not that light. And I know she got at least one wrinkle, one body. She got one. She has to have one stretch mark somewhere, one line, something. Ain't no way. Megan Thee Stallion is one of the most beautiful women ever. Well, let me back up. Now I went too far. She's one of the most beautiful women in hip hop right now. But nobody is perfect without one line, one stretch. That photo had to be AI.
I'm sure she cleaned up a little bit.
That thing went through the ringer.
First of all, it's called a flash. So, she can appear to be lighter than she is with a flash on a camera. So I don't think that she was lightening her photo.
I didn't say she lightened her skin. I said she brightened that photo.
It's a flash.
Have you met Megan Thee Stallion?
No, but
have you met Megan Thee Stallion? I have.
Okay.
As the only person in the room has met her,
Flash.
who's been up in her face, who's seen her, and has seen all her gums when she goes hee hee, because that's how she smiles. I know what she looks like.
Flash.
And she don't look that light bright. Damn near
Flash.
white. Okay, go
Flash.
ahead.
And of course, I'm sure she had makeup on, so that's why her face
Correct.
is beat and
And
flawless.
so the reason why she left Klay's foot dirty was so that way she can come back and say, I didn't have no AI. That's all regular. I'm perfect. He's not. That's the first sign that this is not going to last. Mark my word on today. This is not a Winnie Harlow. And what's the boy you like? What's his name? What's the boy you like? Who she's engaged to?
Oh yeah, the other basketball player.
Kuzma.
Yeah.
This
Kyle
is
Kuzma.
not
Kyle Kuzma.
Winnie Harlow and Kuzma, who I know that's going to last. He put a ring on it. He's marrying that girl. We've seen the love affair grow into, and I'm not bringing up Winnie because I forgot they got into a fight. I'm not bringing up Winnie to go because Winnie's upset at me because I spilled the tea about them two getting ready to have fight night at the white party. But look, at the end of the day, what Winnie and her man are doing seems natural, organic. We didn't see it pop off all the time. Now this is turning to love and hip hop, or basketball wife hip hop, because it looks like what it is. It looks like a social media love affair. No.
I feel like she didn't think anybody was gonna zoom in because like he's in the corner with his foot dangling or not. She could have just cropped him out, but I don't think she thought people were gonna zoom in.
No, she knew they were gonna zoom in.
And how could you even tell? Because that doesn't look like that.
I think they were.
Marina, you sound.
I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt.
You sound.
He knew he was in that picture too.
They all knew, and that's my point. I think that this was what it is. It's a social media fling thing. Days after speculating, fans got confirmation when Klay shared full-on PDA photos. So they went from dirty foot at the pool. And by the way, Klay, I think you're one of the most beautiful men. I think you're one of the most talented basketball players. You know, you held the Bay Area down, the Golden State Warriors through all them championships. There's no shade. I am a fan of you. Megan, I think you are wop, wop, wop. You are pretty. You are all those things. I think you drink a little too much, but I am a fan. And I am here to support you through all recoveries, even the recovery you're going to do when you break up with this one. So right after we saw Footgate, we saw this photo right here. Of him holding her hand, beautiful bracelets, nails are done. His manicure looks great. He's embracing her, lots of hair, big booty Judy. Okay, great. Seems staged to me. But a week later, Meg and Klay went to an event for her inaugural nonprofit, Pete and Thomas Foundation. Inaugural means it's her first one, meaning she's promoting it, meaning it's something that needs to be talked about, meaning we would not be talking about it here unless it was of this situation. So it's all wrapped in this little bow. They went to New York, and while they were speaking to People magazine, Megan refused to explain how they met, but said this, listen.
We met, and it was such a meet cute. It was like a fucking movie. I won't tell you how, and I won't tell you when. But it was a movie. What's your favorite thing about him? That he's the nicest person I ever met in my life.
She won't tell you how. She won't tell you when. Probably because they haven't discussed those details yet to make sure they're on the same page. Also, she said he's the nicest person that she ever met in her life. The thing that scares me about statements like that, Meg, is that now when this doesn't work, I'm going to come right back here to the show. Johnny, we're gonna save this clip, right? We're going to save that clip, and we're going to play that clip, and we might even remix it in with some music and make it a beat.
You know what?
Because we know, although we don't want to admit it, and although we don't want to be right, we know this is not going to work.
I'm not included in that we. And
I speak for the show.
I hope that Megan remixes this episode when he puts a ring on it and plays that back for you. And maybe she'll come sit down with you and have a conversation and play that remixed version back for you.
I don't know her. I am, first of all, really sad because it's hard on the Jason Lee show when I'm pulling Smasher past eligible bachelors to find cute, young, eligible bachelors. So now Klay, I used to always put him in. Now
put him in.
Out.
He's still a bachelor.
Yeah.
He ain't not a bachelor until he's married.
Okay, but
And
I put some people that are in relationships and you're like, don't put them. So now I could put
Well,
them.
because we like them.
Oh, you know what?
Okay. I mean, I like Meg. I mean, she's a hater and she's upset or whatever because, I told the fact that she tried in a drunken
Allegedly.
rage. She confronted Winnie and she almost started a fight with her and she got upset. And she's probably upset. Anyway, I love Meg. Believe it or not, I do like Megan. I think that Megan has unsolved trauma that she needs to deal with. And I'm not even speaking about the Tory Lanez shooting that allegedly happened.
Allegedly. It was all a lie.
I just hope.
I think that Megan, if she is with this man for real and they love each other like they are pretending to, I do want it to last. I will say, if I had to go based on the track record, with Megan over the last 6 months, we've seen her with 2 or 3 different relationships. Not like somebody she just sleeping with and hang out. Because I think a woman or a man can just sleep and do whatever they want. Pop off, pop out. She's a bad, she's a bad doo-doo. She could pop out with whoever she wants. She can go to a basketball game with 10 guys, 20 guys. I'm not judging on that. But she's been in relationships over and over. You can't find nobody in the last 10 years. I ain't never find nobody.
But I'm saying, look, if I look like Megan Thee Stallion or Lori Harvey or Taylor Swift or these women, people always attack them for being in all these relationships with powerful men, but they are powerful, beautiful women. So they should be able to date around too until they find a match with somebody that's great.
1000% agree. I am a Lori Harvey fanatic.
Yeah.
She knows that Lori knows I've told her to her face, and she knows she's scared of all this, but she knows, right? Lori knows I'll fuck with her. And you work with her daddy. So worked with her daddy. So I love Lori Harvey. She's a bad bitch. Mm-hmm. But what Lori does is different than what we're talking about right here. Lori has been in relationships where when she enters the relationship, it makes the guy famous. Even if they are famous or known, right? Like he's known, he's famous. But when I say it like on the blogs, we don't really talk about
him.
But
we talk about her.
Hold on. But with Lori, all the men she's dated, we talk about them. We don't talk about this guy unless he's in the championship. But the second part is that all the men that she has dated, and it's been relationship. It seems, at least appears to be back to back to back. Lori's been in long-term relationships that just run their course. And then she goes for a break and then she gets in with somebody else and becomes a thing because we're following Lori. I understand what you're saying. I totally agree with you. I don't think there should be a double standard when it comes to women dating the way men do because men get away with murder when women can't get anything. But I think for Meg, and this is just my opinion, I think Meg is searching for something, some type of healing, some type of necessity to navigate through life with the happiness that she needs to find in sobriety and therapy. That's just my own thoughts. I'm only one person.
I feel like Meg has, she's lost both of her parents. That's what her foundation's named after. So I feel like Klay is a good guy. Like, he does look like a good guy. Because the last real public, I feel like relationship was with Party. Partisan Fontaine.
No, it was not. After Party, she had like 2 more relationships.
But I feel like the longest, like most
and that ended in her and Party doing songs about one another.
It ended a little crazy, but I feel like Klay is giving me husband material.
Cardi has yet to drop a song. I think has she dropped a song?
She dropped Outside.
Outside. Is it about Offset?
It's just about being outside.
Right, but it's not about Offset.
It is. She's throwing subs.
What'd she say?
She said, outside. Guys love an outside bitch.
Right. So she's an outside bitch.
Yeah, because she said that.
She's an outside bitch.
But then she even says, do you how you do me, bet you we won't speak again. She's talking about Offset, like,
How do we know she's talking about Offset? She's telling a story for women in the hood who are outside.
She said they love him until they do what you did to her. Now I'm doing it. Now you mad at me. So
okay, well listen, leave Cardi out of this.
Keke Palmer's album.
Who?
Keke. I listened to that album at the gym the other day. Is all about.
Well, do you want to perform it because we know how we saw that clip of how you talk like us when you want to tell a story.
No, but I'm saying I love that. I love that they're using their music.
If y'all missed the episode where Rob used his black scent, take a look.
Him perpetuating that kind of conversation publicly to me is harmful because I think other guys who look up to him or see him are gonna be like, yeah, I'll just take care of my baby when he start walking.
Why you talk like that?
Because that's what he's saying. He gonna be part of the crew. He gonna take it.
Rob,
whatever.
Rob,
Jason.
That was racist.
No, it wasn't racist. I'm black. I can do it.
You just turned to a whole nigga.
I turned into a rapper. So
that was his trade
my
voice.
Problem.
Yeah, Rob, you are right.
So my problem is this: that period of a child's. First of all, it's not black scent because I am black. Okay.
Well, hold on.
Allegedly. But I love when female artists use their platform, and Taylor Swift does it all the time. Keke Palmer just did it. Like, do it.
Listen, I'm not knocking any of that. All I'm saying is, I'm the one friend. See, Meg, none of these people really care about you. I care about you. I'm the friend that's going to tell you what you need to hear. That tough love. I lost your number because I got a new phone, and you still got my number unless you put me on the do not patronize list. But either way, I don't know that this is real. Either way, elsewhere, let's go back to the story. Elsewhere on the carpet, Klay praised Megan and told Us Weekly, another outlet, he was honored to escort and support her. Listen.
How does it feel to be here and to support Megan tonight? Well, it feels incredible because Megan's such a special person and she inspires so many around the world. I've seen it firsthand, and this is just another incredible feat of hers to be able to give back, create a foundation, and raise a ton of money for those in need. And I'm honored to be here by her side. I know I would have loved to meet Holly and Joe. I know both of them would be so proud of their only daughter, just because of what not only she's been able to accomplish, what she's also going to continue to do. She has never been put in a box or allowed herself to be put in a box, and she just continues to inspire so many people around the world. And on top of that, raise a ton of money this evening and just do so much for so many in need. And it's an honor to be by her side, and I know both Holly and Joe will be so proud.
I love Klay. He's a class act. You're a ladies' man. I mean, the old Klay, but I mean, I don't, I've never heard any bad thing about Klay, but you're a young, fly, rich athlete. You're doing exactly what you're expected to do. Listen, when you look at them in a photo, I am praying that I'm wrong. I want to be wrong more than anything. And if I'm wrong, I'm going to be the first one to come here and say, damn, I was hating. But I'm not going to do that because I know that I'm right. And here's the deal. Meg deserves to have a good man like Klay to have her back. She deserves to have a man that's not going to shoot at her for target practice. Not that happened because according to Tori.
It was all a lie.
Now, and y'all can fight that out in the comments. I'm not taking any side. It is what it is. But I want to be wrong, but I know without airing all her business out, Megan needs to heal. She needs to work on Megan. And maybe this is the beginning. Maybe this is the beginning of that. I mean, she's not going to tell us how they met and all those details because they haven't ironed them out yet. But whenever they meet and write it down and sign off that that's how it happened, they'll let us know. Klay further called Megan a sweet lady for gifting him a $300,000 AP watch. Look.
Evening is just begun too. It's just a little past 8. Oh boy, we got a night ahead of us.
So this play, this one thing right there, fire. That's a good watch too.
Thank you, brother.
Sheesh.
Megan got gifted me this.
Word?
Yeah. What a sweet lady.
What a sweet lady for gifting me a $300,000 watch.
He's a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
So this seems believable to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I hope
And you know what? Remember, sorry, not to cut you off. Remember, how a couple of weeks ago we were talking about how like a partner will make you look like hotter or uglier to somebody, like how Travis Kelce, I feel like, kind of stupid with Taylor Swift. I love seeing a man be in love and just like being taking care of his lady.
I've seen many. Okay, when celebrities go out to show their love and affection in public, they know we're breaking it down. We're reading the body language. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, we see their love. We see the affection. We see him holding her hand. We see all that.
We didn't see that first.
Hold on a second. Sierra and Russell. That ain't giving Sierra and Russell. That ain't even giving. Hold on. That ain't even giving Flavor Flav and Tokyo Tony.
Know what?
It's brand new. Sierra and Russell.
No, but it's brand new. But he gave her a $300,000 watch.
She gave
$300,000.
Well,
she gave it. That was his payment for going there and saying what he said.
Nope. I think you know what? I think she is gonna get shot up in this relationship, and it's gonna be with some babies.
Shut
with
up.
some baby. Because he said he's hoping.
Don't say that.
He
Shut up. That's what I'm
saying.
He said say shot up.
He said he hopes she doesn't get shot up this time. I said I hope she does in the way that she deserves with some babies.
Okay,
I
first
hope
of
they
all,
get married, have some babies. And I hope they have some beautiful children together.
I would just like to say there are times when people let things fly out their mouth that I know are going to backfire. And
how was that going to backfire?
Please forgive him.
You said she deserves to be in a relationship where she doesn't get shot up. And I said I hope it gets in the right way
I said that
with some babies.
She needs to be in a relationship where a man doesn't use her as target practice.
No, you said shut up.
Look, I think that Megan, look at Kelsey.
You did.
Her friends turned on her. Her parents passed away. Her men treat her bad. I just want her to be happy and be in love.
Okay, all jokes aside, listen, Meg, this show is a lot of jokes. I know you're getting your feelings about things. That's why. Be happy I didn't tell what you did at Paris Hilton's birthday party. I'm going to leave it at that. That's how she does. So she knows. So she knows I'm giving her grace. But this is what I will say. And all jokes aside, because we're a lot of jokey, even though that nasty shooting joke.
That was not a nasty joke. That was
The comments, I'm going to let the comments do the, y'all
Please
go and
do.
do it. Okay,
Please
here's
do.
what I will say. Okay, all jokes aside, I want Megan to be happy. I do want Megan to heal and work through her trauma like I and everybody else who is working on their trauma. she deserves to be happy. Klay is a beautiful, successful, rich, nice, good-looking man. And if that is a real thing, she deserves that. And I hope that she does everything to preserve it. I just don't believe that it's real.
And you're valid. And
days after making their red carpet debut, Megan featured Klay in one of her hot girl fitness videos because that's what you do to keep this marketing campaign going. Take a look.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Megan saying, hey, get a hot girl coach, and bitch, I have been working out with my man. Okay, so first of all, we went to the gym and we was doing these things that his trainer had put us through. He said, lift this shit up. I really think that he thought that I could not do it, but bitch, I was very much so keeping up. So then we had to do these goddamn Russian twist ball thingamajigs, and I don't really like how he was throwing the ball to me because I feel like he was plotting on my downfall, wanting me to miss. Yo, I was what?
She was better than me.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we was throwing the ball back and forth, and then we started listening. I said, hold on, bitch, I'm not the one who gotta throw that motherfucking ball up in the air, so you might want to slow down for me. Yeah. But my man came behind me and he had to start spotting me because bitch, this shit was a little heavy. I said, oh my God, Klay, come help me. Yeah. Okay, so the military man had us doing this shit right here. I don't really know if he think we finna be crawling through the goddamn trenches, but we not. But I guess we need to have abs like we are, so therefore we did that shit. So then after that we did some more planks.
You're shaking.
I'm shaking, babe.
Yeah, you're shaking. That means you're working.
That shit was definitely hurting. I hate planks. You can see it all up in my motherfucking face, but the booty is sitting nice, and I guess the ass. Okay, so this.
I can attest to that.
Now this right here, I'm not really sure if I needed. Okay, I don't think.
You.
Okay, babe. I don't think I needed that much assistance, but I think that was his favorite part of the workout. So then the next day we had came through, and I had put him through an ab workout, and I don't really think that he liked that too much. Oof, it was hard, babe.
This was the grinder.
You
right
see how
here.
he passed out a little bit.
The ringer, baby. This was tough.
He didn't like this one, but I said, bitch. Well, actually, he said, bitch, let me show you something you can't do. He ain't call me a bitch, but he said, let me show you something you can't do. So I don't know what this is. Motherfucking motor lines, push the wheels. I don't know what the fuck this is, but this is for people.
Out the core.
Okay, this is for people with apex, and babe, I don't think I need that. But he said, babe, look at them obliques or whatever the fuck these muscles is. Right? I said, babe, do you think I really need to do that? He said, do this shit. I said, do you think I really need to do that shit? He said, babe, do this shit. Okay, so boom, this is me right here. I'm on the lawn, driving the car, whatever the fuck, moving the wheels. I don't do it as good as him, but I guess, bitch, we on the road to a six-pack. I'm about to get a goddamn six-pack fucking with him.
Yes, she will.
Period. Okay, so then after that, we was pushing these goddamn sleds back and forth. Yes, we did go backwards, but I guess we didn't get that on camera.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then Ferris and Klay.
My hands right. Ferris, hold the bag for me. You already know.
Klay said, I'm finna beat you niggas up. So then... So then after that, I carried on with my own workout, and I was doing my squats because he loved his ass, so I had to keep the ass sitting up right and tight. That's what he doing. He counted it down for me because he said, babe, I like that ass the way it is, so make sure it's sitting up for me. Yep, there we go. Okay, so then after that, he wiped my sweat off because he said, damn, baby, I put you through a tough day today.
Corner, man.
You were. Okay, so then I stretched him out.
That was really nice.
Boom,
baby.
I'm making him.
That. Not as flexible as you.
Okay, I'm making him more flexible.
Thank you.
Boom, then we rocked the baby a little bit. I rocked my baby a little bit.
There we go.
Yup. And then after that, we was gone. I was fucking tired. Mwah.
Thank you, baby.
Bye.
She was snatched. He couldn't keep his hands off of her. That's what I'm saying. I believe this is real. I hope we see a long relationship with them. I hope we see beautiful children come out of this. We see another Black power couple. I'm excited about this. I think that they're going to be together.
Bitch, you tried it.
As Megan and Klay hit headlines, Shaquille O'Neal and Mike Tyson were asked about the new hot couple. While Mike refused to comment, Shaq had no problem saying what he thought. And here's what he had to say.
Shaq, did you see the news about the new hot couple?
Who?
It is Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion.
Who's Klay Thompson, though?
He plays basketball. He was in the Warriors. He's one of the greatest shooters of all time. He's now on the Dallas Mavericks.
Really?
And he's with Megan Thee Stallion.
6 weeks. I'm going to say nothing. I'm not going to say nothing. My kid, I can't say.
So what Shaq is doing, he's setting the line, our DraftKick Sportsbook line, at the summer.
6 weeks.
You don't see it lasting into the fall.
6 weeks.
So for the record, what I heard, and I hadn't heard that until right now, what Mike Tyson, one of the greatest fighters of all time, who's been controversial in his relationships and has a podcast, Hot Box with Mike, that I was on, said, who is Klay Thompson? Put some respect on Klay's name, but he's not somebody that's talked about like a Mike Tyson, a Michael Jordan, or whatever. Then Shaq said 6 weeks. We're in week number 2 now. So everybody must be haters. I don't know. But this is what I will say. Shaq is always in the news when he says something because he says what's right, even though it's not popular. And I have to say where I agree with Shaq is that I feel like this is a relationship that's being forced down our throat via social media for whatever reason. Maybe she has new music coming out. Maybe because who else has been in the news, right? Oh, I mean, there's Cardi and Stefan's relationship in the news. So, oh my God, we're not going to let that girl, because they're talking a lot about that. So let me go. So now she got her baller boo. So, and I don't want to create any beef between the girls because that's what they're going to say. Here goes Jason, create another beef. But I'm just saying, it's just real ironic to me that Cardi and Stefan are all over the news. And then here comes Baller Bay. Wop, wop, wop.
Nope. I love this for her. She's glowing. She looks good.
It's a fairy tale. Okay, great. Bye. Good luck. We'll be back in 6 weeks. All right. Speaking of relationships and real ones that last, let's talk about Obama. Can I just say Barack Obama and Michelle Obama are the two people that I've never met who I want to meet. I am manifesting this. I'm saying it right now. Crystal Carson. If anybody that knows me, that knows the Obamas, Crystal Carson. I want to meet the Obamas. Why? Because this man right here, literally, we need to figure out a way to get a third term for this one. Not for anybody else, because this one needs to restore hope, faith, sanity in the world, in the White House. But that means we get Michelle back. And Michelle has already said she has kicked off her first lady's shoes, and she is a podcaster. She don't want no more anything. But I love them so much. Well, I love him even before this topic because I saw this clip circulating social media where Barack Obama is now sparking some headlines in a debate after stressing the importance of boys and young men having diverse male role models. Be they straight or gay, black or white, rich or less than. The former president made his argument while recalling being influenced by his gay college professor. Now, Barack, even I want to call him Mr. President, was even supported by his wife, Michelle Obama, who urged parents to push their boys to explore interests other than sports. Here's the couple making their claims on Michelle and her brother Craig Robinson's podcast, IMO. Listen.
That's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
One dad.
One dad. No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this. Yeah. Right. So that I think is creating that community. I know it's corny, but that's what they need.
And you don't have to go find it on the internet among a group of unclear influences, and this is a thing that parents, Emma has to understand, if her sons aren't getting it,
they'll look for it.
They are going to look for it because boys need this. Right. Whether they think that they're happy playing video games on their own, and kids are going to seek out some kind of community. So big community, I would emphasize, because they need to have other outlets. They have to be able to learn how to be more than just the sport that they care about. Right. And while they get great skills in sports and they learn a whole lot of traits,
teamwork.
It isn't music. It's not language. It's not social in certain ways.
Right. Don't we love them?
Absolutely.
I watched the whole interview. It's like over an hour, and I just love their voices. Are so comforting.
We need Michelle and her brother on the Jason Lee show, right? You were there when I was trying. I'm trying to figure this out, but I love them. I just love the fact that they're not pushing an agenda. I think they're pushing for people to embrace diversity. And I think that, while I told y'all how I feel, me and Rob disagree about drag queens reading to kids and all that. I don't believe in that. But I also don't believe in sex ed in schools. Like, I want parents to be responsible, but we also know there are some parents who are not in their kids' lives, and kids need to be educated so they can start to protect themselves. So I get it, right? I remember when they started allowing schools to give kids, were they giving them abortions or giving them, they were like giving them referrals to get abortions or something? Like, kids can go in and get like like meet with doctors on campus and stuff like that. I don't like stuff like that.
I don't think that was a real thing, but I think they would have had to have parental consent if they're underage. They can't go in.
They
and have
took
an
away
abortion without
parental consent in some cases where kids can go and talk about experiences they've had or want to have without parents knowing. I don't like that. I don't like the idea of parents being removed from their kids' lives. I think kids should have rights, but parents need to have rights over their kids' lives. I own you until you're 18. I own you. I made you. I own you. That's how my family talked to me when I was a kid. You are mine. I own you. I control you. Okay, whatever. They gave me up too. But anyway, reacting with the rest of the internet, rapper Waka Flocka Flame, I know his mama didn't name him that, had this to say, listen, kids never be this fool and deceiver. Omara tripping. And y'all agreeing with this.
This is part of the problem. This consistent bashing of an entire community, when you have to understand, like, if that's the perspective you have, then yes, these young men who right now everybody's completely agreeing young men are being neglected in a way that they haven't been before, because people are like, oh, they're okay, but they're sitting at home, they're calling themselves incels, they're just playing video games, they don't have empathy for other people, they don't know how to connect with women in a way that makes sense, that is fair, that's empathetic, that's safe. So I think what Obama is saying is we need to be able to have space for people in our lives, like you said, in a diverse way, without being threatened by the fact that a man might be gay. Like, just, okay, have a conversation with him, because he might have a different perspective on how to treat a woman. Gay men aren't, every gay man you have a conversation with is not trying to sleep with you. Like we talk about this all the time. People conflate being gay with pedophilia. It's not the same. That's not a thing.
True, but so, I also
gay men and gay women should be able to have real conversations with people in their life, just to give them another perspective or another worldview. That's all he's saying.
I just feel like you don't need a gay man to teach you compassion and like empathy, because I feel like the last line that he said was strong, which is boys need compassion, empathy, and understanding. But I just feel like that comes like from nourishment from all communities, because I feel like you should have friends of all different, all types of sexualities, races, everything. And everyone also in the comments, I feel like clip baited that and was like, oh, why is he talking about raising boys when he only has daughters? But they were literally answering like audience calls. And I feel like he was a young boy also, so he can attest to his experience.
But black men and black boys need a very specific experience in order for it to hit home, because the black community has its own culture and cultural norms of what is and is not acceptable, right? Like a black man isn't teaching his black son traditionally to be vulnerable, because that's seen as soft, whereas like one of my friends told me literally this morning, he said, I really love showing you affection in public as a straight man, because I think we need to normalize that we can love on our friends in a way that's not gay. And I said, well, first of all, that sounded gay. But I did laugh and joke with him because I understood what he's saying. But I also was kind of surprised that he has to have that kind of forethought in how he engages me, because for him, it's a bigger deal. Like, I'm showing people that naturally you can show affection for somebody who's not like you. But where does that come from? That doesn't come from our homes. That doesn't come from our churches. That doesn't come from our hoods. That does not come when he's talking about our people. Now, Waka's response is indicative of how some black men think.
Correct.
Right. Now, he would be, anyway. Waka, I love you, but I think that Waka's also shown a lot of love for the Republican Party and that whole line, and that's, views are what they are. But I think to attack Barack Obama because that's his perspective, I think we should all have our own perspectives without attacking each other. But yeah, I just wish people didn't care whether you were straight or gay or need to be straight or gay, just love people in general and embrace diversity. I'm fighting for that in my hometown right now. Just DEI, they think is about giving black people freebies. No, it's about making sure that there is diversity, equity, and inclusion for all people on all things, and that it's embedded in the policy. So even in my own fight as a city council person, and as a person who understands diversity because I am the product of that, I just don't get why this is so controversial. And you have to wrestle in the comments with it, because I'm not going to fight people who say, this is just the agenda to make our kids gay. Gay people ain't thinking about your kids. I've never sat in a room making policy in Stockton where I said, we got to go get them kids and make them gay. Like, I don't give a shit what your kids end up doing or not doing, being or not being. What I do care is that they have a well-rounded view of the world, that they understand that they don't exist on an island and that people who are not like them live next door to them too. And that if they identify with people that you're showing them to be afraid of, that it's okay to self-disclose in a safe environment who they are and have the confidence to be able to live out their lives however they choose. I do think that when you look at bullying in schools with kids, when you see kids killing themselves, when you see kids who are growing up with all these psychological traumas because they are afraid to live in their truth, it is because people like Waka and other people who fight against the ability to just accept people for who they are.
For sure. And I encourage everyone to watch the full interview because it's beautiful, and it's sad that everyone's like taking this out of context. Because if he just said, my professor taught me this, I feel like nobody, will glaze over it. It's the word gay that everyone's like, it's an agenda.
We live in a world where people don't watch whole shows. They only watch
Correct.
clips.
And again, it goes back to this, the real issue people have is their hatred for a community that they just don't understand. And a prime example of how beautiful it can be is our friend group chat. Like literally most everyone in that chat is straight, but they have nothing but respect
Allegedly.
and love and adoration for you or me or Sean or people who in any other circumstance.
Our group chat is not gay or straight. It's just a chat.
It's a chat.
There is a lot of straight, a lot of gay, but it's even in the joking and how we talk with each other. Nobody's offended by jokes or this or that because it's just people.
But they also have grown to understand that your lived experiences inspire them. So a lot of the things that you've gone through, they lean on you and go, wow, now I understand how this thing in my life happened this way and why. And they're learning a lot from being around people who traditionally they wouldn't have, because the world would have been like, don't talk to them, they're gay. But now they understand that the reality is by learning from your lived experiences, they grow as well.
But first of all, I love when you talk about me. I'm so esteemed. But also I think too, when they do get close to me, they go and see how like the internet will say that's Jason's sugar baby, or that person must be an escort, or that person must be gay. They're experiencing it and they're like, wow. Because I'll tell you, one thing we talk about all the time is I grew up with the veil of being straight because of my lifestyle, my friends, whatever. I didn't grow up, like some of our friends who may be seen straight out gay, like they clock it right from the beginning. That I didn't understand that there was even an issue with people conflating gay and pedophilia. I never even thought until I started hearing it and seeing it myself, where I'm like, wow, like that's a thing. And so I've had to go through my own journey of seeing how ignorant the world can be, how mean and cruel the world could be. And me and you've talked about a lot of different things that, I do think topics like this and having somebody who is so respected like Barack Obama speak on them intelligently, articulately, and away from real pure empathy, I think helps people see themselves in the conversation. I've had friends and we have friends who are like, okay, Jason, I love you, and I've been to the gay club with you. I won't go back anymore. We have friends who have said, I can't wait to go back to the gay club. I have friends who will say, I'll go. I don't want to be there, but if you going and that's where we're going, that's where we're going. So I've always used how I move around and navigate through all worlds of just wherever I want to be, whatever vibe I'm on, to see who wants to go. And I think our group is a great example of that.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Barack, thank you for being an example. Please come back to the White House, please. Oh, I wake up every day. I have a pain right here called Trump. Today, this is the Trump pain. It's like every day I wake up. First is Stockton and then Trump. Bye. You know what? When you talk about politics, I was talking to somebody yesterday about what I'm going through in Stockton, and they're like, that's politics. Like, that's just what it is. So should I just not personalize? Am I just personalizing it?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're dealing with the stress of it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So
it's hard not to personalize it when you're literally in it.
But then you also are being attacked personally by people because they see the change that you're making.
But we expected that.
Yeah.
They need to make it legal where council people can put on boxing gloves and just beat each other up, right?
No. Closed session, boxing match.
No, we can't talk about closed session because that would be a violation of the Brown Act.
Oh.
But I think what people don't understand is how the law works and how things are going to come out in discovery when they have these conversations.
Baby.
And they do these things, they don't realize that they're shooting themselves in the foot because they are putting themselves in a position to have everything be disclosed now because you open that door. So it's like, they gonna learn.
Today, Anyway, speaking of learning, Tyler Perry is in the news because he's talking about mixing family and business. Now, listen, there will not be any Tyler slander ever again on Hollywood Unlocked unless he does something really crazy. But Tyler Perry recently shared the importance of setting firm boundaries between family and business as he recalled making the tough call to fire his aunt for skipping work and refusing to give a family member $1 million when they asked for it. Now, while speaking with Kirk Franklin, Jeezy, and Derek Hayes on Kirk's YouTube series Den of Kings, Tyler said this.
I have to bring along. How do I have to let some go? It's like nostalgia and family. How do y'all struggle with that tension?
I fired my aunt. I feel it. I fired my aunt. She said she wanted a job. She would always call asking for money. I'm like, okay, I was sending the money. I was like, listen, I want to help you. I don't want to help you build this thing, not be welfare to you. So let me give you a job. She wasn't coming in, calling in all the time. I was like, okay, well, you got to go. Because you want me to hand you the money, but you don't want to work for it. See, that doesn't work for me. And it's the same way with my son. Like, he's 10 years old. Like, there's certain things that he wants. He has to do chores and work for it. Right. I don't believe in giving us things that are just going to handicap us. That is the worst thing you can do. And I've had family members that I've done that to because my mother has asked me to. And when she passed away in 2009, I sent all of them letters saying, listen, you got 60 days to become gainfully employed because I'm not going to keep supporting you like this. Are you serious? 100%. They all got jobs. Yep. And it wasn't even jobs where they're making a lot of money, but it was a job. It was something else for them to do to feel some pride in. Right. That's the same thing I would want somebody to do for me.
But do you still get like the backsplash from that? You know how you said they wasn't making a lot of money, then they could look at you and say, well, why not? I can't have more? Why am I working next to somebody to make more than
I have a family member got mad at me because I wouldn't give them $1 million. Wow. Here's the focus, though. What are you trying to do? Like, if you're trying to build a business to carry everybody in your family through, that's one thing. Right. And if you're trying to do that, then build a business. Yeah. What that means is you got to watch the family members that come putting holes in the boat that you're trying to get across the sea. Right. So sometimes you build a boat by yourself. Right. Y'all all wait over here on the shore. Stay here. I'm building this boat. I'm going to go over and build this, and then I'm going to come back and see who's worthy to come. Right. Because anybody who's going to drag you down or put holes in the boat or try to destroy you, man, why bring them over?
I mean, listen, I never really understood how people would start to ask for things or want things. I mean, I think I told the story somewhere where somebody I was talking to, not even like fully in a situation with, hit me up one day and said, buy me a car. You know, I'll get Cash App requests from people. I mean, it's one of those things where, like, when you start making money and you're famous or whatever, you know, you can't control how people see you and how they engage you and they want things from you. But yeah, I mean, I think that I agree with them. If you hire somebody, and we've had to go through our own experiences where when you hire somebody you love and they don't meet the expectations and you have to part ways, it's not a bad thing. It's just the responsibility you have to your business. And when it comes to loaning money or giving money away, $1 million. First of all, asking for $1 million is diabolical. But I think you asking for $1 million, you getting blocked, just no matter what it's for. And then I think that asking to borrow money instead of asking to work for money is crazy. Mm-hmm.
No, I was gonna say, you know, they say like closed mouths don't get fed, but this is taking it to a different level because I like how he even gave his aunt a job because, you know, they say, what is it? Give a fish to a man, feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish. Feed him for life.
Right. But that's not. But
so he was trying to give his aunt an opportunity to elevate my business.
He gave her one. And she was late to work, skipped work, so he fired her.
No, because he said he would give her money at first, and then he's like, "Oh, then I gave her a job because I'm like, I'm not gonna give you money. I want you to build with me." And I feel like if my family member gave me a job, I would want to like elevate them, make them richer, make them better. I would always be there at work early because it's my blood in it. It's like more of a connection.
But I think that's why.
So for her to just do that,
yeah, but that's why it may be difficult, but at a certain point, if people don't have the drive or the work ethic or the desire
and
to
the respect for what
themselves.
you built.
Correct. So at that point, they need to be removed because one, they're never going to learn, and two, they're just going to drag you down. So I think, you know, if you come into that situation, sometimes you got to let it go.
Rob, you see how much money comes in, but you see how much money goes out. People don't see. People just see we just here logged in. The lights just on. It's a lot of money coming in, but it's a lot of money going out, right? I mean, so people have to understand and appreciate the respect for what people have built because you've been there when there was no money coming in, when it was nothing but ideas. No, I didn't. Now it's like we built on something and that's why I appreciate all of your comments that were inspiring. But like, look at what Tyler Perry's done. He went from sleeping in a Geo Metro with his big old long tall ass, sleeping in a small ass little car to now being a man that owns the largest production studio in the industry, and he has shows on every network. I mean, when you watch his story or when you watch what he's been able to build, from all his little Medea's plays to the videotapes we were watching, the CD, what do you call those, DVDs, like for him to build what he's been able to build, and now partnership with Oprah.
And I feel like
hold on, you have to have a respect for somebody's journey. You can't come into somebody's life, whether you're their family member or not. And in many ways in Stockton, a lot of my family re-entered my new life, but I love my family, those that are in there close to me now. They respect who I am. They're protecting who I am. They're making sure that they're not taking advantage. They do get some benefits being around in some of the environments, but that was at one time they took advantage of getting close to Rihanna, by the way. I didn't like that. But nonetheless, like, they're still not doing stuff like that.
And I feel like Tyler Perry is not just a person who just is stupid with his money. Like, he does everything with so much integrity and empathy, like to build Tyler Perry Studios over a plantation. So remember when that lady, she put up a billboard like, Tyler, please hire me? You saw that?
Yeah.
And he hired her for like a job, like, and like casted her for something. Like, he's always looking out for people and like giving, helping people as you should. But people just clearly take advantage of it. So I love how he brought that up. And I love the new Kirk Franklin show.
And I should put a billboard up in Atlanta.
Yes.
I mean,
that's how she got casted.
I have Tyler's number. I can call him for you. But no, I mean, I also just appreciate it, just even how he called me. Like, Tyler didn't have to call me. He's at a level where he don't have to pull up to Kirk. He don't have to call me. The fact that he's willing to give people opportunities who are hungry and who are good-hearted people. I don't think being a family member, blood should not be the determining factor on how you move. I think you move based on how you see people showing up, and one thing I do know about Tyler is when he sees that you're passionate about something, he will get involved and help you. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think that Tyler, the way you handle that is the way a lot of people who to whom much is given, much is required. You require to give people opportunity, but they're required to show up and do the job. You ain't required to give nobody $1 million. I think asking anybody for $1 million, although I probably will get off this show today and call somebody ask for $1 million, but I won't ask for them to just give it to me, maybe an investment or a partnership. And Rob will tell you, I don't have no problem asking for millions of dollars. Do you remember the days we would ask for like $5,000?
Yeah.
Now we're in conversations like, that's going to be 60 million. That, like, for real.
You also have told a person, well, you got to pay me this many million up front for me to do the work.
See, I need to start doing that.
Was it that dinner?
Here.
Uh-huh.
What was it?
No, it was a...
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Beep it out. And he gave it to me.
Yeah. But again, that was
taking notes for you.
But again, that was for an exchange.
Actually, I went to Dubai and got that $1 million wired to me too.
You did. But again, that's for an exchange of goods and services. That's not calling your uncle saying, "Hey, can you give me $1 million?"
Allegedly.
Which is crazy work.
Yeah,
that's crazy work.
It's exchange for goods and services. It's not like just give me money. And when we've been at dinner with people and I've said my rate is this and they said no and we've not worked with them.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are. But hindsight, I should have worked with that person.
Well, we tried.
Nah, we didn't try hard enough.
We tried.
We should have did that one for free and then built on that.
Yeah.
That was me and my like I'm getting millions every week kind of thing. Like
I know I did walk away from that dinner going, we should probably take that.
We should have took that one. No. Damn. Okay. All right. Bye. Shannon's in the news. Listen, I'm going to be as fair as possible today, but Shannon, you took an L. Shannon Sharpe's $50 million sexual assault lawsuit has been dismissed as he and his accuser, who's been identified as Gabriela Zuniga, a model who goes by Carly on OnlyFans, privately settled their case. Now, in April, Shannon, who's 57, was sued by Jane Doe, whom he later outed, and who's about 22 years old now, said that she and Shannon met when she was just 19 years old. Now, in the $50 million civil lawsuit, the NFL Hall of Famer was accused of assault, sexual assault, battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Now, reacting to the lawsuit, Shannon and his attorney said the case was nothing more than a blatant and cynical attempt to shake him down. Now, Mr. Sharpe was being shaken down allegedly for millions of dollars and just disappeared off the face of the internet. However, Gabriela's attorney, Tony Busby, who's brought similar claims against Jay-Z and Diddy, pushed back and began dropping alleged audio of Shannon telling Gabriela that he wanted to choke her And when the audio first dropped, several people on social media believed that Shannon was being set up and secretly recorded by the woman. They highlighted that the conversation sounded more like two talking dirty about BDSM acts versus Shannon maliciously wanting to choke the woman to death. Now, regardless of all the public opinion and backlash, Shannon stepped down from his ESPN job, which is owned by the parent company Disney, hosting gigs, and tried to fight the case. But according to his attorney, before his accuser filed the $50 million lawsuit, Shannon had offered to pay her $10 million.
Allegedly.
To make it go away. And since then, his accuser has dropped her case as the two settled this out of court. Reportedly, they're saying he paid more than like $10 or $15 million. Again, I'll say allegedly, to make this go away. And here's what Tony Busby said upon settling out of court. Jane Doe versus Shannon Sharpe. On April 20th, 2025, the Busby law firm filed a complaint in Nevada making several allegations against Shannon Sharpe on behalf of our client. Both sides acknowledge a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship. After protracted and respectful negotiations, I'm pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed upon resolution. All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. The lawsuit will thus be dismissed with prejudice. Money grab.
Mm-hmm. City girls up 1,000 points. This is just all of this, like, for what? Yeah, he got laid, but she got paid. So, you know, she got millions to retire. And he now has dirt on his name forever.
I mean, ESPN has to
That's what happens.
Settle whether they're going to bring him back, which there's going to always be this cloud of speculation that he did something because a settlement is an admission of guilt. But on the other hand, I understand the world we're in right now where people will file lawsuits, file claims. I mean, in my own city council meeting, they said I extorted the man. So like you can throw out baseless claims for news hits and hoping that it scares people. And then on the flip, see, for me, you make an allegation of me of sexual assault, molest, any of this crazy, I'm fighting you to the end of the earth. And then I'm going to drag you and all your babies and everything in your life to court. I'm going to get every piece. But that's, people know that about me. We don't know that about him. Mm-hmm. Jay-Z, who's always been quiet, came out and said, nah, nigga, not today. And he went after the person and he won. So knowing that you're dealing with the same person who kind of has a history of doing this shady stuff, allegedly shady stuff.
Allegedly.
Why would you not fight back? Should he have fought back?
I think he should have. I definitely think he should have. But
I just think
he might not have a fight in him. Who knows?
No, because regardless, remember all that was nasty. Her talking about, I want to put a big black baby inside of me, and this cheat cost $25,000. This cheat cost, like, his recordings were dropped. I feel like lawsuit or not, court or not, he's like, she was 19. That's so gross. He was like 60.
But again, I don't think that matters.
It doesn't, but like, it's just
point,
like,
though, like to your point, she was very, very clearly involved. And like they said, everyone said that it was a consent. They had a consensual relationship. But I guess she, you know, at some point she's saying it wasn't. But it felt like a money grab.
I don't care about the age thing per se. Yeah, you could say it's weird or whatever, but Madonna's like 65 dating a 20-year-old, right? 20-something-year-old. So, but she's not going to get any backlash for that. And so we can go back and forth. And if it was a gay relationship, he'd be a pedophile. Mm-hmm. That's just social norms for y'all to digest on the internet. But I'm yeah, you know, one could say you get what you deserve dating a 19-year-old because mindset-wise, she's not established enough to have enough wherewithal on how to engage a grown-ass man. Why are you that age online saying you want to choke her out, this, and that, my butt cheek cost this and that? Like, you talking to somebody who talking reckless. Every time I talk on the phone, no matter who I'm talking to, I talk like I'm being recorded. Because years ago, when I called Floyd and he said, I don't talk on the phone, I FaceTime. So you can see who's in the room and all that. You know, just want to know who you're talking to and have that interaction. I still, even with that, believe I'm being recorded, right? So when people say certain things, there's trigger words out here. I go, you know, when they say, oh, you know, I'm not with this and that, I'll be like, oh, well, that ain't what you said last week. That ain't what you said here, you know, and I always keep a good receipt. I keep every phone. I keep every email. I keep every text. I keep everything. And when you come to my house, there are cameras everywhere. So you know, you have to think about those things when you're this successful. But when you look at your opponent, when you look at the fact that you have an attorney who clearly is an ambulance chasing, forcing you into a corner to settle attorney that Jay-Z just beat the brakes off of, why, knowing that you work with Disney, knowing that it's going to look crazy, settle? I wouldn't have settled.
Yeah, I think the lesson,
unless there's something we don't know.
And I think the lesson learned here is people need to be more cautious and really think about what they're saying and what they're doing with these people who have nothing to lose, because at the end of the day, he's the one who has everything to lose and all she has is millions to gain. So him responding to her in text, him leaving voicemails, him, like, he put himself in that predicament. Every single person who is in the spotlight who has an opportunity to be taken advantage of for financial reasons needs to learn from that.
And I think that why he settled, though, remember in his like weird teleprompter, like AI looking video, he was like, there's gonna be a movie that comes out of us too. Like, I think he was scared because I think there's a lot more that didn't come out. But I'm tired of everybody trying to play this girl like she's a dummy, because she knew exactly what she was doing on the phone. Like, I don't want this, Shannon. Like, I didn't ask, she was very much like, I'm going to record this and I'm going to put this on blast.
And she was texting those things too.
She was
to have
smart.
a record of it.
This was all plaid. Like, that's why he's
when
just
you talk on the phone,
trap.
know what states you're talking to. If you're talking to somebody in New York and Atlanta, they can do that shit. If you're talking to somebody in California, they can't do that shit. Like, know your rights. I think most of the time people don't know their rights. That's why even with the politics in Stockton, I can't stop going back to that. I be looking at all this weird stuff like, people aren't even aware of what their rights are. Yeah. And I just think in this case right now, I just feel like when you look at her picture, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, that's what you get for dealing with a white girl. I'm not even going to make it a racial thing. She could be white, brown, black, Asian. She could be anything. At the end of the day, it's the type of people you deal with. And I always laugh when people talk about, oh, I don't want to be seen with a stripper, but you love sleeping with them. If those are the type of people that you attract, that's the type of energy that you're going to create. Mm-hmm. Now you lost $10 million allegedly.
Allegedly.
And we're going to always think about this, and we're going to always reference this no matter what happens, because look, there's the court of public opinion and there's the court of law. The court of public opinion is you settled it to prevent going to a court of law because you didn't want discovery. You didn't want people to know what else is out there. Maybe she tied you up and put a gag in your mouth. Maybe she was using dildos. I mean,
allegedly.
We don't know what could have come out. So it's something there's something in all of that made him go, I got 10 million reasons I do not want that out. Mm-hmm. Because ESPN is owned by Disney. Disney owns Disneyland and all these little kids, and they we don't want to know that Uncle Shannon was doing XYZ, right?
Yeah, because I mean, it could have come out that he liked to have semen rubbed on his nipples. Like, I mean, we learned a lot about other people in court cases because when that discovery came out and they started having those conversations in the courtroom.
Or pooping in the bed and stuff. Wait, who had semen on their nipples?
Diddy.
Oh.
He wanted it rubbed.
Allegedly.
First of all, Diddy's getting out of jail, and Diddy is coming for all of you. Diddy is coming for all of y'all who sat up there, played with him, said that TD Jakes, who was at his house praying for him, was busting it open. All of the things. Diddy is coming for y'all. You can go back and watch everything we said about Diddy. We never said Diddy was guilty.
No.
Well, I did.
Well, I didn't say he was innocent either.
You probably did.
I said that.
I never said that dildo.
Oh.
I didn't call him dildo. I never said. I said Diddy was on some freak shit. And I was never in none of those parties. But I never made all of the claims that Diddy, what they said he did was wrong, right, or that he even did it. I said he beat Cassie. We saw that. I said that he was alleged to be a bad guy. I've heard that. We've seen that in some of the claims, but he was not found guilty of all of the other stuff. And y'all was saying Diddy did it.
But I feel like in or out of the courtroom, like the name is just tarnished, period. Not as much as like, obviously he's going to be worse than Shannon Sharpe, but like this is just weird on so many levels. So that's what he gets.
And I say he needed to have his day in court. And if he did it, he needed to be put under the jail. I still think, I don't know.
But under the jail for what? He didn't do nothing. What did he do?
Bullying.
Okay, can I say this?
Beating her up.
If you raped me or if you molested me, $10 million is not going to be enough for me to say that was okay.
Correct.
I want you to go to jail too.
Correct.
So I'm going to send you to jail, but then I'm going to get my money. Right?
I don't necessarily know if it can work that way in every circumstance, especially when someone is high profile and powerful. I do agree. $20 million or $10 million is going to definitely make life easier, but of course it's not going to make the trauma go away.
Does that look like the face of trauma?
His does. I know he's traumatized now.
Days after settling, Gabrielle announced her retirement from OnlyFans. Look, Today, I've decided to retire from OnlyFans. Thank you for the incredible support you've shown me over the past few years. This community has given me a life I could have never imagined. I'll still be active on social media and have several new projects in the works that I can't wait to share. I'm truly excited for this new chapter. I love you all forever and ever. Does that seem like somebody who was a victim of sex assault?
That sounds like that deposit hit that account.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Do you think ESPN paid it?
No. Because I thought she turned down the 10 million. So everyone is saying that it's like more than 10 mil. Because she was making a lot of money on OnlyFans. For her to well, clearly it's not alleged because she retired because she got a bag back.
She retired because she wasn't making 10 million. If she was making 10 million, she wouldn't have retired.
I wouldn't have retired anyway. I'd have been like, come to my page so
Oh,
I can
I
tell my
would've.
story.
That thing probably
Get a
worn
Patreon
out.
for that.
All right, bye. All right, here's somebody that we love. Tracee Ellis Ross is in the news, and something we don't love is when people are talking about their underwear. She sparked this huge debate online upon revealing her minimalist travel habits. She initially admitted that she only packs 2 undies while traveling and uses hotel sinks to clean them out. Hold on. I think this is disgusting. I love you, Tracee. It's disgusting. Hold on, I'm not asking yet. I can't. I'm living in the disgust. This is disgusting. And Rob, if you or Marina even make this make sense, you both are disgusting.
Well,
she later clarified that she packed several panties in her check bags, but only 2 undies in her carry-on in case her big luggage gets lost. Okay, now that makes more sense. But the fact that she's washing them in the sink is still nasty to me. According to People, Tracee spoke at the 2025 Travel and Leisure Annual World's Best Summit in New York and said that when she goes on vacation, she'll always pack 1 bathing suit, a flip-flop, 1 little dress and that she can roll up, and always 2 undies. She continued to explain that she'll often use hotel sinks to wash and rinse her panties with a bar of soap and shower gel. Then she hangs them to dry on a towel rack. And she further wondered, if I'm gone for a month on this trip, you can't pack a month's worth of underwear. How do you do that? They take up a lot of space. Let's start with that. Okay, Tracee, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure your underwear are really small because women's panties are small and you can roll them up and, maybe like a little whatever. You go out and you buy more. I mean, when I'm on vacation, if I go anywhere for 6 days, I pack 12 underwears because I wear 1 pair of underwear to the gym if I go to the gym, and then 1 to switch out of when I'm done. And then I have to pack my workout outfits and my workout shoes. So that means you have to pack more luggage than 1 bag. She's rich. She doesn't have to pack 1 little carry-on bag. She's choosing to carry 1 little carry-on bag so she can use her dirty little panty washing habits in the sink with the bar of soap that's not meant to wash her panties. Like, ew. I think that she can go buy more panties. She can have a panty bag. You can have a carry-on luggage Louis bag with all your panties, all your socks. And I want to stop using the word panties, by the way. You can use your undergarment bag to carry your undergarments. You can go buy more undergarments. You were not forced to only carry 2, and you were not forced to tell us the story. Why do we even know that she washes her panties in the sink with a bar of soap?
Because she was washing it she was in Paris washing it. It makes sense. That's what I do.
Why are we watching you clean your panties online in Paris?
So she's doing a lot of travel advice. Like she's on like a thing. She was on
So she's oversharing for content.
She's teaching people how to travel better and more efficiently. Because when I'm going to Croatia, I'm going for 2 months and I bring like 10, 12 pairs of underwear, period.
Okay, 10, 12 pairs.
And I stuff them in my
washing machines in Croatia? Or do you go with a board to the water and wash your fucking underwear?
When I'm in those little apartments and we don't have no washing machine, I'm scrubbing it with the soap. Then I exactly what she did. I'm like, I do it.
Okay, let me understand this. When you're in Croatia, are you anywhere near a washing machine?
Sometimes I'm not. If I'm in the village, I have nothing.
How often do you go to the village and how long
Every
do you stay?
time.
And how long do you stay there?
For a couple weeks.
Okay.
On the farm with animals.
Yeah, sometimes not even animals. It's just old people on the village.
So you go for a couple weeks. So you could pack 14 pairs of underwear.
So
you can switch it out daily if you wanted to. But instead, you and your family decide to go to the lake and take your underwear board and scrub your underwear in the water.
And my dad washes his boxes in the sink. I've been seeing them drying over me. But if you really want to know what I do.
Wait, before you get into that. If you're camping, I understand all of this. If you're camping, she's in Paris in a hotel room with luxury items, and she can choose to have more than 2 pair of underwear.
Because in there, it's not even that, because she was at the Ritz. She was literally moving Ritz towels, and she's like, this towel thing is heated, so my underwear is gonna like dry nicely on the heated. Like, she's in luxury places.
She can send it. If I've been at the Ritz, you can send it. No, she's not one of us. Excuse me. She's not one of us, because the people watching this right now are not hanging their panties on a hot rack at the Ritz-Carlton.
They're hanging them on
I'm
the rack.
sorry. Listen, I'm tired of celebrities acting like they are regular people. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't wash clothes. I'm not even a celebrity. I don't wash clothes. I put something in the wash machine the other day, and I'm going to tell you how bad I am at washing clothes. I put a towel in the wash machine just by itself. I washed it overnight. Then the next morning, I thought, man, I didn't put that in the dryer, and I have more towels. So I put more towels in there, and I re-washed it, the first towel again with that towels. This afternoon, before I left, I go, there's more towels. I put more towels in instead of putting that in the dryer, and I started that again. My point is that people are not like hardworking people at home washing their stuff. When you're at the Ritz-Carlton with your two-piece panty set, and you're washing it with a bar of soap that can barely be used for 3 days and hanging it on a warm rack, that is not regular.
She showed in the video like she got 2 sinks. It makes sense though.
This is a lot. I have a lot of opinions about a lot of parts of this. This is a lot to unpack. Okay, one.
Speaking of unpacking, do you unpack more than 2 pair of underwear?
This is what. Let me get to it, because y'all been talking for a minute.
Oh.
Now, when I travel, I do the same as you. I take a lot of underwear, but I'm a crazy packer, and I have a little bag for my underwear that goes inside of the bag, so I know where everything is. But I take a lot of underwear because I work out. If we go out into the club, and then when I come home and take a shower, I might go through 3 pair of underwear in a day. So when we travel, I take a lot of underwear when I travel. That's just me. And
if you soil it because you drink too much,
I would never soil my underwear because I drink
skid
too
marks?
much. Thank you very much. I do not do that. And then second,
allegedly,
you are a special case. Okay.
Jason,
you have like 15 giant bags because you got to have shoes,
a million pairs of Air Forces.
Air Force Ones.
If they got one
you're a special case.
Yeah.
But I think Tracee Ellis Ross, for example, she has grown up as the daughter of Diana Ross. Like, she's known opulence and luxury her whole life. So she might
Stay right there. Diana Ross ain't nowhere washing 2 pair of panties in a.
But I'm gonna say this: Tracee Ellis Ross might be a person who's like, she's lived in that kind of luxury her whole life. So she might be like, I like to wash my panties and hang them. I don't need to send them down the Ritz. I don't need to go buy 15 more pair, because she's lived that life for her entire life. And also, women, I think a lot more women do this than not, because they have lace panties or small thong underwear. They have different types of underwear that are delicate, so they wash them in the sink and then hang them. They don't always put them in the washer because they'll get damaged. So I think more often than not, women wash their panties in the sink.
And God forbid you get your period on vacation and you got a little blood. Now I got to clean that and the thing.
Or go buy new panties.
No.
What? I mean, like, if you get shot at the club and you bleed on your clothes, do you wear the clothes again? No, you go get new clothes.
First of all, a shooting and a period.
I did not put the same outfit back on. I went and got a new outfit.
Okay, well, I get shot down there once a month. I'm not gonna keep doing that. Like, what the heck?
So now nobody can say anything about me about talking about shooting earlier, because y'all didn't do. Oh my God.
We talked about getting shot. We didn't talk about trauma that happened to Megan Thee Stallion, where she allegedly got shot. Well, after catching all the backlash, Tracee laughed off the 2 Undies claims and clarified her initial statements made at the travel summit. Take a look. She said, "This is hilarious. I packed 2 pairs in my carry-on in case my luggage doesn't make it. That's what I said. People hear what they want, but watch my travel show on the Roku channel, Solo Traveling with Tracee Ellis Ross." Oh, did she post our post?
Yes.
Oh, she did. Oh,
because it was.
I'm a habitual overpacker, and I always check at least 4 bags with plenty of underwear. Y'all need to quit it. I ain't got time for this. I'm on vacation. Okay, cool. Now thank you, Tracee. You're the girl I knew you to be. They set me up with the story because they made me think that you were a nasty girl. Yes, and Rob, you sat here and participated in trying to vilify Tracee Ellis Ross by comparing her to her mom's greatness, knowing that she would never
vilify her. I never did that.
You made it sound.
Never did that.
You and the person who set up the show made it seem like all Tracee did was pack 2 little pairs of underwear.
No, I never said that. And we said in her carry-on.
Yes.
And I do that as well. I always put 2 pair of underwear in my carry-on.
Yes.
Because the first time I went to Greece, they lost my luggage, and I didn't have luggage for 4 days.
How many times were you taken out of your underwear in Greece? I don't think you went there with the purpose of wearing a bunch of underwear.
Did you go commando, Rob?
No, I
First
had
of
to
all,
wash
I'm not
my
even gonna
underwear.
talk about Israel.
I had to wash
And
my
I ain't talking
underwear.
about the Gaza Strip. I'm
You
talking about
know
your trip.
what?
You don't. I'm sure you're not wearing a bunch of underwear on these trips. Anyway, Rob's in a new movie on Tubi. Go check it out. Okay, look, Tracee, thank you for reposting Hollywood Unlocked's post. I guess my staff started a bunch of mess. Did we start the mess?
It didn't start it. Everybody took it out of context. But she was just
But
saying,
did
don't
we post the
overpack.
clip that made people think it was?
It was like the caption, I think, was everybody was just triggering.
Go back to her post. Let me see what our caption was because I didn't see that. Tracee Ellis Ross admits she only packs 2 undies while traveling and cleans them in single.
Who posted that? Who posted
Wait,
that?
I need to know.
Should I find the author?
Johnny, go to that post real quick and out the staff who wrote the story so Tracee doesn't think that I had something to do with this because
She
I
definitely
am
think
a
you were
member
writing
of the
it.
Ross family. Okay. Please tell me the author. Okay, while we look for this, post the video so we can look at it.
So I've been away for quite a while. I don't know, it's been like 2 weeks. And I have a couple of delicates that, you know, how much underwear can you bring on a trip? You know what I mean? So it's a hand washing day in Paris. Hand washing in Paris. And I'm going to show you some of my hacks. So I did shower gel in the sink. And I alternate sinks because there's 2 sinks. So I do first sink, I fill it like a washing machine, and I get in there. Then I fill up the other sink with cold water, and one by one, I use a bar of soap and I wash each pair of underwear and each bra, old school style. Then I put it in the cold water sink and I let it rinse, and I let it sit for a bit. I let it sit for a bit on this one too before I do each pair, and then I take it out of the rinse into this sink, also filled with cold water, and I rinse it under the cold water while it's filling up. Then I let that soak for a bit, and then I do what I'm doing now, which is wring them out, and then comes next. Stand by.
So Tracee, Ariella writes this show and she set me up. Who wrote the story?
Ariella wrote it, but you liked it. It says like by the only.
I liked it because it's Tracee Ellis Ross. I like everything with the Ross family. I didn't like the shade. Stop setting up my family. Anyway, Tracee, thank God you pack more underwear, and please just stay off the internet. Okay, bye. That's it for this show is the best. Just get to the thoughts and prayers. They say not everyone can make it to the top with you. They also say that you should never do business with family. In Tyler Perry's case, both statements are true. Now, in the case of the Astronomer CEO, you should never mix business with pleasure, especially if it's your people officer. Not only did he allegedly get busy with his employee, but she was the head of HR. And in other scandalous news, Shannon Sharpe settled his $50 million sex assault lawsuit. Now, although the terms remain undisclosed, we can't help but assume that Shay Shay's accuser hit the lotto. I mean, she did the first thing that any one of us would do. She quit her day job. Wait, did Ariella type that too? Gabriella made a whole announcement. Now, while Shannon's accuser hangs up her OnlyFans jersey and vows to stop posing in her panties, Tracee Ellis Ross started posting hers. Okay, well, not exactly the same. But y'all got Tracee out here showing us how she hand washes her undies on vacation. Some things just shouldn't be posted on the internet, though. Now, like Tracee, Barack and Michelle sparked a whole debate this week. They argued the importance of young men having diverse role models, and some of y'all missed the message, only hearing what you wanted to. Tell me I'm lying. Look, if you don't expose your children to diversity or let them explore under your supervision, they will do it elsewhere and on someone else's terms. And at that point, you won't have any control. That is it for this show. We made it through. Rob, you are in a new Tubi movie where you're playing a police officer locking people up. Tell people what about that. Tell everybody about that real quick.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, it's called TKO. It's from Footage Films, and it's starring Robert Ricard, Clifton Powell, Marcus Houston. It's actually really, really beautifully shot and well done, and I'm super proud of it.
And Rob looks so good in uniform.
I look thick.
No, you don't.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you do. Anyway, go over there and check it out on
you look
Tubi.
good.
Make sure you're subscribed to the show. Keep coming back. We'll have more exciting shows. I know that we've been depriving you of the tea. We're going to get better. I promise you. I've been saving my city. Until then, I'm out. Peace.
The Jason Lee Podcast.